Hey, YouTube. Well, I'm motivated to talk a little bit more about this prison situation. Of course, hearing about Bill Cosby and the things he said brought back about some memories. It's just hard to explain what that's like to be in prison, right? It starts off going in, the way you're treated. People are treated like they're cattle, right? You go from wherever you're jailed at. You have these uncomfortable these chains on your legs because they take you to the prison in buses, right? Your arms are chained. So just even getting there, and a lot of times it's miles and miles and miles you have to ride in these buses, right? Just even getting there. And I was a young man. This man's 82 years old. And they treat everybody the same. They have regulations where you can't uncuff one person, right? You hear them all the exact same. That is so, your body is so cramped up by the time you get there, you know, because, you're shoved in there with someone else. You're chained up. You can't relax. You can't move your arms or anything like that. And they march you out like cattle. And one of the first humiliations, and you get in there, then they want you to strip down. They want you to show them your asshole. Humiliation. I mean, maybe there's some people who would try to sneak a shank or drugs in there, something like that. But I don't think it's going to be a situation with Bill Cosby. Doesn't make a difference. It's the same for everybody, right? I'm sure there'll be disciplinary actions if they treated anyone differently. Get to that, and then reception center is a holding place, right? A cell where you're locked in 24 hours a day. You don't come out for nothing. You got like an hour, so 23 hours a day, an hour to walk around the yard. You get meal times, and that's it. And you're locked in there. You're just waiting to be housed somewhere. Where are they going to put you? It's horrible. Because you want to get up, you want to walk, you want to do something. You don't walk, you don't do anything. You're locked in this space. I say 4x4. I'm horrible with numbers, but let's say 4x6 cell. It's that tight. You're stacked on top of each other. When they finally house you, be Bill Cosby, because he's a celebrity. He would be housed. He would be like a protective custody, PC. Now people think of PC as being someplace where that's where they put snitches and all that kind of stuff. Well, they put them there too for their protection. But basically, if you're a celebrity, you're going to go to PC. Even I remember I was in CMC prison, and that was a kind of like level 2 prison, but they had Suge Knight in there because he was a celebrity. You don't know who all your enemies are. Anyway, I said all that to say he'll probably be in PC, so it's not that big a difference. Basically, you're just not in with the hardened criminals. You don't live with them. You're still going to go to chow hall with them, though. You're still going to go to the yard with them. And Bill Cosby is the person who used to having been treated a certain way, right? For a whole lifetime. I mean, he's got a long, long, long career. So to go from that to dealing with some of these hard hits. I mean, people are from all kinds of the hardest environments, hardest situations, hardest people you can imagine. You're locked in there the same. You can be in there doing 3 years like the minimum he could do, and your cellie might be in there for double murder. And that's happened to me, believe me, I know. They put me in a cell with a guy who was in prison for killing a gay man because he claimed he molested his son. They put me in the cell with the dude, knowing how he feels about gay people. Right? I packed up all my shit. Soon that gate opened, I brought out in the middle of the yard. I said, I'm not going back up in there. And I found out what the story was. But so I don't know what the situation would be with Bill Cosby, but don't think that people, because they have celebrity, they're going to be treated anyway different. They don't have facilities for different. There's no private rooms. Anyway, you're in that place. There are times when you feel like you just can't take it, not even another minute. It's like, imagine yourself locked in a closet. locked in a closet, and that's where you live, and you come out for an hour a day. People say, "Oh, the food is not bad. The food is not bad." It's not bad for us, maybe people who used to eating at McDonald's, but I'm sure that is mush to Bill Cosby. I'm sure that is mush. I'm sure that in his toilet, said people, people shouldn't laugh. Some of those lifers, they shine them toilets up like that's their dining table. That's where they sit when they sit up. They can't lay in the bed no more. It's a toilet. So whenever you use the bathroom, you right there with somebody else. Now, if they have him in protective custody where he has his own cell, that's a possibility. That'd probably be the best thing. But your body needs exercise. You need to move around, So when you get the main line, then, they have yard for several hours a day. Most people have a job. He wouldn't have a job because he's nearly blind. The main thing that got me through prison was reading. That's where I learned. Even figured out if I could read, because I had never read a book my whole life. I had never read a book from cover to cover until I got to San Quentin. And then I became an avid reader. But what about when you're blind? How's that going to work? So imagine now, if you're blind, you can't read, you're in this cell, what would you do with yourself all day? I mean, think about it. That is the reality of prison. What do you do with yourself? Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of just laying there. Not enough space to even to do anything, to walk around or to do anything. Oh, what else about prison? You want to sleep, right? You want to sleep. It's very difficult to sleep with people from different gangs, different groups are hollering and screaming through the bars all night. When they want something, they're banging on the bars. It's real hard to sleep in prison. Now, that's certainly true in the reception center. But when he even gets to where he's going to live, real hard to sleep with people yelling and screaming all night long. You in there with a lot of youngsters. They ain't got no conception of respect or anything else. You bump into somebody, he don't give a damn if you're Bill Cosby. So what? I punch you in the mouth. They will. There are a lot of ignorant people in prison, believe it or not. A lot of violent people in prison. Bill will miss a lot of that kind of stuff, I think, because of his age. But you can never really relax there. You're always on your guard with people. The average person have to worry about their physical safety. They don't want to get no fights. They don't want to get stuck. They don't want to get things that will mess up their release. Because any kind of fight, any kind of infraction, you go right to the hole and you lose whatever possibility you had for getting out. If you have some violence or something happened, an incident in the report, that extends to everything. People like Bill Cosby, he would have to worry about extortion, people trying to get money out of his family, people trying to get him to send him things. He would have those kind of issues, intimidation. Yes, I believe that he would have to deal with a lot of stuff like that. There are a lot of people in there that having their family send other people money. Some people made the mistake of doing drugs in there. Worst thing you could do. Worst thing you could do is get into debt with one of these drug dudes in there. Then you got your family sending money to certain inmates. It's a nightmare. It's horrible. So that's why I don't understand what this man comes talking about. He's so comfortable that I'll just stay. Yeah. Anyway. What else can I say about prison? I can say that one of the most frustrating things is you're being controlled by people who you know that you are smarter than. He probably gonna feel smarter than everybody in the place, right? Because Bill Cosby was kind of judgmental about people's intelligence levels and so forth. He's really gonna be challenged in there, because you are going to come across guards, people telling you what to do, telling you when to walk, with power over your life that you will know are complete and absolute idiots. They're complete and absolute idiots, and yet they're your boss. Imagine that. Hundreds of them. And you're going to have asshole cops who single you out. There's nothing like your freedom, people. Nothing like your freedom. That's why all these people involved with Trump, they start singing at the last minute. They will say anything to stay out of those places. It is not a place where you want to be. Right? So, I don't know. Maybe this is just ramblings of an old man. And then when you went for the rest of the people, not him probably, but when you get out, you have a tail. It's in California. 3 years. 3 years, those people have you come out here and drug test. 3 years, you have to report to them. Anything that you do wrong, they could take you right back to prison. That's a 3-year tail. College people probably wouldn't have those kind of problems, but most of us would. You know, it's hard not to come in contact with them when you're out there in the streets. It was horrible. I've been out for, how long have I been out? Yeah, almost 20 years. I've been out for 18 and a half years, something like that. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you a little update on what prison is really like. I don't know why he's taking it so lightly. It's going to be a little bit lighter for him because he's in protective custody, but not much. It's just the boredom. The boredom is stifling. Imagine yourself. Go lay on your couch and just lay there. And then imagine bars around you where you can't get up. There's nothing you can do all day until they call child to feed you slop. Anyway, that was my experience.